All right, so here we go. UFC 303 full fight reaction. Anthony Smith, Roman Dolidze. How long's this thing gonna last? I'd love to see someone get a finish in a minute. I would just love it. Anthony Smith doing his normal thing, walking back and forth, eyeing down Roman, who's just bouncing around. And here we go. Yeah, Roman looking clearly bigger at this weight. I mean, he should. It's 20 pounds difference. Roman stands left, Anthony Smith stands right. Some leg kicks early by Dolidze. And another one. Anthony Smith is, he's still holding his ground in the top 10. Some say barely. I say he beats people he's supposed to beat. He's just not going to beat the top 5 anymore. Still very capable, though. And they're both 6'4", but Anthony Smith still looks taller. Seems like he's punching down. Roman squats down low because he's trying to land leg kicks, and there's one. That was a big one. So we're deep into UFC 303. Danny Ige up next in the co-main event, stepping in on just hours' notice to fight Diego Lopez. That's going to be a wild fight. No prep. Just step in and go. Come on, Anthony. You got to pick the pace up here. There you go. Couple of rights. Spinning back kick by Roman. He gets out of there. Neither guy's really landed just yet. A lot of leg kicks by Roman. They both throw, but they're also blocking. Roman smiling, but not Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith's still a big guy, man. He's got the leg strength. He just has to utilize it in this fight. Big upper body. Just a tough out. Yeah, see, I don't like that. So Roman smiles. They both touch gloves. It's like, Anthony, stick to the script. Quit being nice. Nice left by Lionheart Smith. Ooh, there you go. Both guys just trading leg kicks, man. It's crazy. Just trying to gain an advantage. What, Roman's 12 at 13? That's incredible. And to me, that means Anthony's feeling it, right? He's feeling the need to return them, but it doesn't seem to be having an effect on the fight right now. So some big punches traded there by both guys, not really connecting, just they're throwing. A little bit of booze from the crowd fade away pretty quickly here, and these guys come in big time. Both guys, Anthony Smith almost trips, 50 seconds left. And they're both ducking their head coming in. And a nice jab by Smith. Dolidze leads 22-10 in significant strikes. That's a big deal. So Roman's leading the round. And that's why I think like Roman keeping it friendly is good for him. Anthony Smith's got to make this a battle. Yeah, and Roman's dancing around the outside. He knows he's got this round. So good round for Roman. Start out here. Light heavyweight fight for him. And this won't be a good look for Anthony Smith if he loses this fight. I mean, this is a fight. You got a guy coming up from middleweight. I don't see him being like a top five guy. You got to win this thing. And right now, it's not looking good. And as we get a peek into his corners, what I love about pay-per-view is we get to see what's going on in the corner. They got to be telling him, like, you got to get some momentum going. You got to pick up the pace, the activity. I mean, he's just getting dominated on the feet, but in a very slow-paced way. Now, Roman's corner saying, you're better than this. He's got to push. And he's still smiling, chilling in the corner. He looks like he's having a great time. It's not good for Anthony Smith. But I like what the corner did there from a coaching perspective. Like, we won round one, but you got to push because you know Anthony Smith is going to come back in this round. This is what happens. Here we go. Both fighters touch gloves. And we'll see if Anthony Smith wants to shoot in here. You know, you figure you're the bigger guy, right? He's coming up. Anthony Smith should have more pounds on Roman. Should be able to land takedowns and control the fight. And I think it's tough for some of these guys like an Anthony Smith who, not so much lately, but at points in his career, he's going 5 rounds and has done well in rounds 4 and 5 for the most part throughout his career. In a 3-round fight, you don't have time, man. You got to go. I tell you what, those kicks by Anthony Smith are starting to pay off a little bit. Here comes Roman. Oh, Anthony Smith goes down. And Roman's pounding away from the top. Anthony Smith's covering up. He kicks him off. And Anthony Smith's just covering up right now. And we'll see what the rep thinks of this. I mean, Anthony's still moving. He's fine. But he's not fighting back. Got to be careful here. Now Roman will just slow everything down. He's got the head and the neck area just hitting him against the fence. Now he's looking to take the back. There's a lot of time here. Over just under 3:30 on the clock. So we'll see what Roman wants to do here. So far, Roman winning this fight pretty easily. I mean, and it was like Roman just continued coming forward. And Anthony Smith, I don't know if he tripped or he took one, but he went down. And Roman proceeded to get on top and start pounding away. And eventually he gave that up to take the back. Seemed like for a minute that Roman might get the finish. Dang, Anthony, man, what's going on here? And if he wins this way, we'll see, maybe this is a better division for Roman. I mean, or is Anthony just fading? I mean, it seemed like Anthony's been fighting well in fights that he's got to win, or that he should win. He wins them. And Roman just putting his weight on Anthony Smith now. Standing over him. Anthony Smith is crouched. And he's just trying to keep the right hand at bay. And it looked like Anthony Smith would stand up, but it's not going to happen. And after the crowd was motivated for the first 90 seconds, they're beginning to boo again. They're getting tired of this guys laying on each other. I mean, and this goes back to how we got here throughout the night, which we'll see that during the break. And not much happening, but make no mistake, Roman's just trying to cruise into round two here as well. He'll go up 2-0. And it's funny if you think about it, all three fights a month ago, 2 months ago, weren't even scheduled. Especially with Ortega out now and Ige in. None of these three were supposed to go. You're supposed to have Connor and Michael Chandler. You're supposed to have Brian Ortega and Diego Lopez. Jamal Hill was going to fight Carlos Ulberg. I mean, it's all changed in short order. Now Anthony Smith gets up and he's throwing now. He takes a left, and boy, he looks tired. Anthony Smith looks really tired. Boy, I don't know how you recover in round three. I mean, it's just been all Roman in the first two rounds. Maybe he can get a second win, but then he needs a finish. I mean, this is a bad situation for Anthony Smith. And we'll see if he sits. Yeah, he'll sit in the corner. And he's taking some deep breaths. Yeah, and he's trying to get his win back, that's for sure. Oh, and we're seeing from replays earlier on a knee if he was Anthony Smith was down, but it was close, but I don't think so. Roman landed a big left. Eventually, Anthony Smith went down. And kind of an awkward sound from the crowd now, just kind of almost like they can't believe it. You know, some stuttering boos as well. They want to see Anthony Smith pick it up. And it's just been a lackluster performance for him, and that could be because Roman's pretty darn good. I mean, yeah, Anthony Smith definitely needs a finish. No doubt about it. And unlike Anthony, and look at Roman dancing around, and Anthony Smith says he likes it, and they tap hands. And yeah, and DC says, yeah, I wouldn't have done that. I would have put. I know. Roman's dancing around, and then Anthony Smith smiles and touches gloves with him. I mean, it's no man. That's like in baseball. I mean, the only thing I think of is a guy hits a home run and he stares it down and walks to first for too long. Disrespectful. 1 minute gone, round three. And I don't think that Anthony Smith of old would have done that. I don't think he would have done that. This is a fight where you just got to be mean, and he's not there. And I didn't get to hear completely what his corner said to him in terms of Anthony Smith because they spent the better amount of the break trying to get his win back. Kind of hard to tell the guy you need to finish, but that's what they needed to tell him. And the rankings will be interesting too because And that's what it's going to come down to is, do the guys make, that are picking these rankings or doing the rankings or have a say in it, do they believe it's just Anthony Smith slowing down, or do they think Roman's that good? Because he doesn't look like a true light heavyweight. I think a little bit of this is Anthony Smith slowing down. So it'll be interesting to see where they put him. I wouldn't be mad with like 11, 12, 13. And then Roman's got a choice to make. Which way is he going to go? Middleweight, light heavyweight? Can't bounce around these two. And Anthony Smith looking tired, just leaning forward. And he's losing the speed and activity battle. Now he's trying to talk to him and get him to throw, right? Which is what he should have been doing earlier. Smith lands a left. Now lands a left jab. Roman switches. And Anthony lands a right. He's got to really get going here. (41-14) head strikes for Roman. Legs, he's leading in every category. It's not even close. Ooh, nice right though. And I think the boos are going to they're trickling right now, but they're going to get louder towards the end. It's just a weak performance for Anthony Smith, barring any type of last minute finish here. And they're starting to trade a little bit more. I think at some point Roman's just going to back off. Yeah, boos are starting to pick up. 50 seconds left. Roman lands a big left. Anthony Smith comes in with a double left jab. But Roman's beginning to move enough to where Anthony Smith's not going to be able to keep up with him. He's going to be chasing here. 40 seconds. And unbelievable. Yeah, it is kind of boring fight now here in round 3. I can see why the crowd's booing. I'm getting bored. I might be booing too, you know, because the guy's down 2-0 and he doesn't seem to be going for a finish. It's kind of like, what are we doing here? Final 10 seconds. Headed towards an easy 30-27 win for Roman, and I'm completely surprised. Completely surprised. And Anthony Smith got dominated here. Crowd's booing. I knew when the bell rang they're going to boo, because it's just like, what are we doing here? If he's not trying to come back and get a finish, what are we doing? And you see, a lot of leg kicks by Anthony Smith, but he still trailed there 26-20. And any control time went to Roman. Yeah. And Roman looked great in round 2. I mean, nearly got the finish. So this is going to be an easy decision victory here for Roman Dolidze at UFC 303 in a light heavyweight division fight for him and a big name on his resume.